Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you how to make the most money possible, even with a less ideal Diamond Casino Heist setup. So for today's example, we're going to be sourcing cash, which is the least profitable of all the vault contents, and we're also going to be doing the aggressive approach, which traditionally, because the aggressive approach involves the less strategy, has the least amount of setups, means you're probably going to get shot more and there's a better chance of you losing money along the way. So I'll tell you with both of those scenarios how you can still go about making a lot of money. So in this video, we're not going to be focused on any glitches that you can use, like the one where the host sets their value to the lowest and the players are able to get, an insane amount of money while the host still gets like 70%. We're obviously not dealing with gold bars, so we can't duplicate any of those gold bars. We're dealing with cash here. So this is strictly going to be strategy based. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be saying, well, Mr. Boss, why would I ever want to do the aggressive approach? Why would I ever want to do cash? Well, first and foremost, cash is going to be your most common vault item. And it's also the one that you get at the start. So if you've never done a Diamond Casino Heist, the first one you're always going to get is cash. And second off, the aggressive approach is the one that you can do the quickest. There's far fewer setups, meaning that you can crank out aggressive heist much faster than you could something like a silent and stealthy heist. So the first thing you're going to want to select here, and it's probably the most important, and that is your entrance. And the best entrance is by far the sewers. And I'll explain why that is in a second. Now, in order to access the sewers, you would have to have sourced all the POIs and the entry and exit points. That's the only way in which you would get the sewer to unlock. I'll explain why this is so effective in a little bit. I would also recommend exiting from a ground floor, so like a staff lobby or a waste disposal. Sure, you could use the main door, but that's like right where all the noose are going to be pinned out. So that's probably not your best bet. Obviously, for the buyer, we want to do high level. And then if you feel confident enough, you could choose clean vehicle or gunman decoy. Again, it really all depends on the host at that point. We ended up going for both just because I wanted to see what options we had available. All right, so now the heist begins and you are going to all get in the same vehicle and go for the entry. And again, we are going for the sewers here. And the sewers are your best bet because it's going to get you the closest to the vault. Like you'll be on the exact same level as the vault, and you actually won't have to deal with as many of the security guards. So we went down to the sewers, and what you have to do is basically just go down this long corridor and tunnel and then plant an explosive charge on the wall. And when that happens, it'll obviously blow a hole in there, and you're going to be placed in sort of like this locker room inside of the vault floor. And you guys are literally right here at the man trap. Now, because enemies will eventually respawn, try not to take too long getting out of this first corridor right here. I know it's tempting to want to stay behind cover and try and pick people off, but you're going to just take a lot of shots here. And at this point, you don't really have any money, so you don't have to worry about getting shot all that much. And if you guys signed on today, you should have full snacks and 50 armor. So there should be no excuses for being able to refill your health and also refill your armor. So bottom line, just quickly make your way into the man trap. And once you're there, the other enemies won't really matter. They don't follow you into the man trap, which means once you get inside, you're pretty much good to go. Now from here, obviously entering the vault couldn't be any easier. All you have to do is place the explosives on there, back away from the door, detonate the bomb. And what's great about the aggressive approach is there's no hacking involved. So that means that you should be able to get every trolley of cash that's available to you. So I think we ended up having like 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get everything, which is not the maximum, but it was also plenty of time for us to get pretty much like 95% of the cash. So what I like to do is I like to grab cash that's right next to one of the lock pads so that as soon as I'm done grabbing the first thing of cash, I can then go and plant a thermal charge on one of the restricted areas. Now, when the thermal charge is going off, it's going to prevent you from actually grabbing cash. So you kind of want to work in tandem here where one person goes in as you're using the thermal charge and then you go to another setup. And as you guys can see here, it's about 30 seconds. The time is running down and we pretty much have every single item from the vault. Now, another thing to note as well, once the gas starts coming in, obviously it's going to deplete your health, but that doesn't start till about 10 seconds after. So even though the green gas is like surrounding you, you guys can see we don't start taking damage till about 10 seconds later, and we're still collecting the money. And the gas is also not going to kill you instantly either. I think it takes like 10 or 15 seconds of you just standing still in there. And what that'll allow you to do is use snacks to heal yourself up if you want to go back in and grab some extra cash. So we were able to grab over $2 million there, and everything is still good to go. So now that you've got the money, this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky because there is no way to get out of here without taking damage. I mean, you're going to take a little bit of damage, but there's a couple of ways in which you can neutralize this. Obviously, don't expose yourself where you're going to get shot a ton. So utilize cover, just basically get out of this place as quickly as possible. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're not just Mr. Rambo and going up and trying to, kill everyone in here, because you're going to take a lot of damage. You're going to lose a lot of money. The second thing is try and get to the insurance vault, which is actually on the floor that you'll need to escape from. So the insurance vault is like the extra one that you can get. It's going to have anywhere between like $25,000 to $90,000 in there. And the reason I call it the insurance vault is because it pretty much will make up for any money that you eventually lose along the way, which you want to try and keep in between that $20,000 to $90,000 range. If you lose any more than $100,000, that's when things start to get a little bit dicey. Now, why I mentioned that insurance vault is because I think in this heist, we actually forgot about it. We were so focused on escaping. And another thing you want to do is make sure you go to the right exit. So one mistake that we made here is we actually went to the main casino, which made us go through another wave of bosses. Now, we didn't actually lose all that much money in here, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it still cost us a little bit, our time, effort, energy, and money. And I don't know what was going on here. I actually told my friends about this when we were playing. Why was the Progen Emirates on the casino podium? Shouldn't it be like the podium vehicle that's happening during the current event week? I thought that was kind of weird. But anyways, we get outside and the noose are obviously here. And at this point, you want to get to your getaway cars as quickly as possible. Don't try and fight the noose. Just simply run towards those blue cars. Now, there might be some that get in your way that you might actually have to fire at. But once you get on the horse track, they're not going to be able to follow you as easily. So you're pretty much able to escape no problem once you get that. Now, your getaway cars might be different than ours. We had the Sentinel Classic, so those are pretty good escape vehicles. And at this point in time, your objective is obviously to lose the cops. Now, you can do a couple of things here. If you think you're a pretty proficient driver and escape artist, you can just simply head towards the buyer and the getaway location. However, if you guys noticed on our map, we actually have that little like up arrow, down arrow. That is actually another decoy getaway car. Now, for whatever reason, ours was located like halfway across the map, so it really didn't matter in the long run. But the decoy getaway car is a great way in which you can like instantly get rid of your cops. So if you're struggling with it, if you just seem to cannot lose the cops, just go for the getaway vehicle, and that'll automatically make your journey a whole lot easier. Now, again, I don't know what was going on with ours. It was like halfway across the map. It was a little bit silly, but we were able to get it eventually, even though it really didn't matter. And from there, your goal is pretty much just to deliver the money to the buyer at that point, which should be pretty straightforward and easy. And you guys can see there that we made out with like 95% of what we were supposed to get when it's all said and done. And what's great about this, again, is cash is your most common item. So you're going to have to do it on occasion. And the aggressive approach is the one that you can repeat the easiest, because it has the fewest setups. So even though you might think to yourself, well, you're getting a little bit less money here, well, certainly you are, but by doing it with the aggressive approach, it means you'll be able to jump into the next heist mission even quicker, where it might have taken you an extra 20 or 30 minutes to do the setups and preps for like the big con, or even longer for something like silent and stealthy. So overall, it was a pretty nice payout, and it just goes to show you that with the worst vault content and with the least profitable approach, you can still make a ton of money. And throw in the glitches that we talked about earlier, and you can really make some lucrative options here. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know, what is your favorite approach to the Diamond Casino Heist? Is it the aggressive approach, the big con, silent and stealthy? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Diamond Casino Heist videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel over the next couple of days and weeks. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.